Good evening everyone and welcome to round 2 of the Supercars NZ Trak Racer GTE Endurance Series, coming to you right here live on the Broadcasting Lounge. Tonight the action shifts stateside to the legendary Road America, a circuit that's fast, flowing and unforgiving. After an incredible opener at Imola, the championship battle was already heating up, and tonight's endurance test will push drivers and teams to their absolute limits. Road America's long straights, tricky braking zones and high-speed corners will demand perfect execution, with strategy playing just as big a role as outright pace. We've got a stacked field of GTE machines ready to roar, and with pit stops, traffic management and tyre wear all in the mix, anything can happen over the course of this race. I'm Shane White, and alongside me in the commentary box tonight is Corey Kitchen. He'll be helping break down the racing action, strategy calls and on-track drama as it unfolds. Corey, it's great to have you with us again. What are you looking forward to about tonight's race?
Shano, what am I looking forward to? Wow, you said it in there. The strategy, that's what played it out for me last week at Imola. It's where it all come down to the strategy at the front, and you couldn't even separate them at the end. So let's hope we see that again. Jack Willis looks to be up the front, so I'd say he'd be championship leader.
Yeah, we do have a slight issue with the points, but he did win last week's race, didn't he? So that should put him as our championship leader. We do also have race control in tonight. Peter Vanderberg and Dion de Graaf. You may hear their voices coming across on the race radio. You'll see that graphic pop up just under the MRP sign when those guys are talking. You'll also see that pop up when the drivers want to talk to race control. Hopefully that's the only time that our drivers will use the radio. If they've listened to the rules, that will be the case.
Yeah, that's so if somebody needs to tow, they'll call up race control, and race control will tell them to sit there, deploy the safety car. The MRP Mercedes will be out on track, and let's hope it's a clean start. We like to see that, don't we?
You always love to see a clean start, and this is a look at what we've got in store for tonight's racing. You can see the track map on the right hand side. Some tight technical corners followed by some high speed stuff towards the end of the lap, makes for a tricky lap. Some long straights where you need the downforce trimmed out to get the top line speed, but then in those higher speed sections you are going to want that downforce on the car to maintain grip through those high speed corners, and in the mix of all that is quite a bit of undulation as well.
Yeah, it's a favourite track among many Supercars NZ drivers too, and we'll be in for a real good one tonight. Just looking at the timing chart, Shano, top 11 cars split by 2/10. Well, sorry, a second.
Yeah, Chicken Flag has just come out in qualifying. Looks like top 8 still, or top 8 have gone back to the pits, happy with their time still, and Shepherd's still on track. In P9, looking to see if he can improve. Not lining up the timing tower though. Anthony Green, the only other car out on track in P22. He did do his fastest lap on the previous lap with a 2:01.65.
Yeah, Dylan Shepherdson looks like Stephen McCartan's called for some reinforcements tonight from One Performance Racing.
Yeah, but Dylan out there in the Ford GT. Tricky car to drive, and sitting in P9 at the moment, I think showing just how tricky that Ford is. And along with Dylan Radford and Kristen Jenkins, they're the three guys in the Ford tonight, and they are, Dylan's the highest of them in P9. Dylan Radford is in P14 and Kristen Jenkins in P24.
It's quite crazy. There's as many Ford GTs in here as Ferraris.
Wow.
Is looking to be the Porsche is looking to be the most chosen, and the BMW and Corvette fairly close behind.
and Porsche certainly dominating the top of the timing sheets in qualifying as well. Front three positions locked out by Porsches. It's going to be Jack Whittis on pole as Anthony Green wraps up his lap. He was the last guy on track. So Jack Whittis will be on pole. Liam Milner lining up alongside him on the front row from Zach Woodard Smith in third, Brett O'Keefe fourth, Stefan McCartan down in fifth position. So wonder if it's not a BMW track or if Stefan's struggling a little bit with this track, but he's a little bit further down the order than where we are used to seeing him.
Yeah, that's right. And the first of the BMWs in fifth. You've got three Corvettes in the top 10, one Ford, three Porsches, two BMWs. It's pretty mixed up, but we'll be lining up behind the safety car for the rolling start very, very shortly.
Yeah, we do have a 5 minute warm up before that time, so a chance for all the guys to get out there and get what they need to get comfortable before the race starts. Also potentially go out there and do some last minute laps. I always find it a good time to get some laps in on a race fuel load when you've just been doing laps on low fuel and quali, and get out there and get used to what your car's going to feel like when you get into the race, because it does make a significant difference, that fuel level in the car. We've got a few guys getting straight out there, Christian Jenkins amongst them. Important, of course, to talk about Trak Racer. This is the Trak Racer GTE Endurance Series, and thanks to MRP. Head to mrpsimracing.co.nz to check out the full Trak Racer range over there.
Yeah, without those series sponsors, it would be pretty quiet around here. So massive shout out to Barry and the team at MRP Sim Racing and Trak Racer for sponsoring the GT series throughout this, what are we, autumn series? No, sorry. We're still in winter, aren't we?
Yeah, we are still in the winter series. Winter officially ends at the end of this week, but the winter series here at iRacing at Supercars NZ still has a couple of weeks to go before we get into the spring series, so it's all starting to warm up. And of course, big thanks as well to MRX, our Raceweek sponsor this week. MRX specialise in aluminium fabricated sim cockpits and monitor mounts and all other ranges of bits that you can pop onto their sim rigs, things like bottle holders, keyboard holders, PC mounts. You can check them out. I think they're at mrx.co.nz. I think that's their website. And you can go through their custom sim builder to piece together all the parts that you might want for your cockpit, and they are very good quality cockpits. Doug has one, rates it very highly. Doug, we still miss you. Can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, and on top of that, the MRX is a product of COVID. So Nick from MRX, he's at home during COVID, and he put his time to really good use because he designed this. It comes in a flat pack, and there's a cool tutorial video on YouTube with Nick telling you how to put it up. I watched it once, put my rig together, and then proceeded to put many of them together at my time at Racing Sims. So yeah, wicked product, and very, very sturdy. And speaking of MRXs, there's a name popped up in here, sitting in 19th currently, Michael Ward. So he's actually at Christchurch local. Met him 2020 when we had our first Enduro for mental health, and we had our thing down at Racing Sims, and MRX being a part of that. Michael brought his sim down, and that's kind of what married Racing Sims and MRX together. You can see their sims out there now, the MRX sim sitting on the Racing Sims platform. It's pretty awesome to see. Me and Mike will take the credit for that, won't we, Mike?
Fair enough too, Mike out there doing some laps, not sporting the MRX livery tonight. But yeah, of course, MRX were and still are a very well-known brand in fabrication around the New Zealand racing scene, and put a lot of work into building some cool cars, built a lot of roll cages for race cars, and as you say, when COVID hit, they were stuck at home, and that put his time into building simulator chassis, and here we are now where they are probably well, definitely the biggest simulator manufacturer in New Zealand. Obviously there's brands from outside of New Zealand like Trak Racer that we have on board as sponsors, and many people use those, and they make quality products as well, but MRX very much New Zealand owned, operated and manufactured.
Yeah, Hamilton born and bred, and they make some pretty cool race cars out there too.
Absolutely. Scott Pye rates the race cars that they build. He drove one of them at Taupo this year.
Yeah, that Camry, what a beast.
That's an amazing car. I can't wait to see it in action again whenever it is in action again next. Probably the
Yeah,
downfall of having the TR2 series look like it's building steam is bringing V8 racing back to the fore in New Zealand motorsport. Unfortunately means that the Super V8s category is probably falling by the wayside a little bit as a result of that, but hopefully that can keep some momentum going as well, and we'll see that car in action at some point.
Speaking of action, we're about to get into it. So we're going to be down behind the safety car and we're going to be away fairly soon.
Yeah, we can check out the grid as it's going to line up tonight. So Jack Widdis on pole, Lem Milner lining up alongside him in P2, and then we've got Zach Winnett-Smith in third, Brett O'Keefe alongside him on the second row, Stephen McCartan and Leon Ware making up the third row, then Aaron Goodrick and Hogan Shrimpton, and then Dylan Shepherd, Sean McNamara rounds out the top 10, and then we've got Matt Gerard, Jack Vlahovic. I definitely didn't pronounce that wrong. Sorry, definitely didn't pronounce that right. Sorry, Jack. Let us know how to pronounce your name because I've got no idea. Rob Carwood, 13th. Dylan Radford, 14th. Mitchell Sparrow, Blake Greenhill, Hamish Barnhill, Noah Kitcher, Michael Ward, Leith Swinney, Anthony Green, James McKenzie, Wayne Hartnell, Kristen Jenkins, Dan Turner, Tom McCall, Stefan Adams, Alan Scott, Pete Rotmitz, looks like he's going to round out the group. Potentially Heath Marnes starting from pit lane, didn't put a qualifying lap in. We'll see if he joins the grid, but I can hear cars rolling down below, and we can get down trackside and see them all rolling off behind the safety car, and we are just about ready to roll in this one. We'll be getting the green flag before too long. Once they make their way through this little last sequence of the track, they're going to come into the final corner now. It is quite a long way to the pit entry where the safety car will peel off though once they get through the final corner.
It looks like Heath Marne is sitting in pit lane too, so we will have the 30th car roll out, so it's a 30 car field the first.
Yeah, how awesome. 30 cars right at the end of winter. We're getting ready to go. This is round 2 of the Trak Racer Endurance Series. Halfway point, it's a 4-round championship, so we are halfway after tonight. And we are racing. Green flag. Jack Widdis jumps into the lead. I'm already hearing some complaining on the mic, but Stephen McCartan moving up into P4 early. Getting ahead of Brett O'Keefe there. And going to slot into P4. I'm seeing some movement in the background. Blake Greenhill has dropped back a couple of spots in behind Michael Ward now, looking to see if he can move forward and putting the pressure on. I think there might have been a little bit of contact down into turn 2 there, but he's just been held up, and Noah Kitcher's going to get the run, get alongside, but looks like both's going to have the legs in the Porsche, but Noah just trying to hang there, both in the Porsche actually, and is going to be on the inside. Oh, there's some contact up ahead. Matthew Gerard dropping back. He's ended up off the track. Cool coming in from Matthew into race control there, so they will have a look at that. We will have a look at it once we can as well. I'm seeing Michael Ward's name dropping down.
Left one.
Oh, there's big contact there.
Yep.
Oh, Matt Gerard unfortunately arriving on the scene after his first incident.
End of the straight, mate. Race.
Race control very busy, plenty getting called in. Michael Ward heavily damaged there. No sign of a safety car as yet. Nobody has had to stop and tow, but there has been plenty of action. But we'll see if race control feel the need to settle things down. That was Sean McNamara in behind Dylan Shepherd running it wide. And that right hand, high speed right hand king. Oh, and Sean's looped it, avoiding Liam Milner.
Holding place, 116.
We do have a request to tow. I didn't quite catch the number there.
Safety car, safety car, safety car.
Yeah, looks like Dylan is parked somewhere off track.
Yep, there's Dylan. Safety car has been called. So we heard Peter's voice in the background there calling the safety car, and that is Dylan Radford off track. So Jack Widdis leading at the moment. He's come around before the safety cars got out, so they'll do another lap. They can go at full pace until they are behind the safety car. No full course yellow rules here. Dylan will have to sit patiently in the gravel until the field is behind the safety car, and that means he's going to drop down a lap, unfortunately for him, but he will be able to continue and get back out there.
Yeah, be fairly busy up in race control. A few cars cycling through pit lane at the moment. Liam Milner, Matthew Durant, Christian Jenkins, Michael Ward, Anthony Green among those. So all having issues there on the first lap.
Yes, a very early safety car. Safety car is out on track, but he will wait there to pick up the leader. Dion de Graaf is driving the safety car for us, I believe. No, sorry, Peter Vanderberg is driving the safety car for us there. So with the safety car coming out on lap 1, we're expecting around 17 to 18 laps to be the maximum fuel range. That would get you to about, we worked out, 34 to 36 minutes into the race. So we're expecting a 2-stopper tonight, and this is, I would say, well and truly outside of the window for 2 stops. But do you take the opportunity to get in, get some fuel in the car, just shorten up your next stop or your final stop? Could be an option, but for the likes of Jack Widdis out front at the moment, with the field still tightly packed in behind, if nobody else follows him in, he will drop a lot of track position. So I would say he's probably going to stay out, and he does do that, so he is going to come around and catch up to the safety car.
You're probably a little bit early to go in and take that first stop, I reckon. It's not really going to get you anywhere. It could all come down to the amount of safety cars. So if we have a few more safety cars, then it's going to make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, well, this will be an opportunity to stretch out that fuel margin
safety car after turn 3 on the
a little bit. So while we are under safety car, we can have a look at some of that action. So we had Matt Gerard was the first crash starter that we saw, and we heard him call it. Oh, so that was, yeah, it might have been Liam Milner. No, maybe not.
Race control, can we just clarify what pace we're meant to be going so we catch the safety car?
You can go at race pace until you catch up with the queue or with the safety car.
Oh, yeah. So he just locked rears in the braking zone and made contact with Matthew there. And then we had Michael Ward and Dylan Radford at the next corner up the top of the hill. Oh, it's a bit of rear locking for Michael as well, and then contact with Dylan. Oh, Michael rolling back and copping the hit. Matthew arriving on the scene with nowhere to go. all,
bits of GTE all over the track.
yeah, all rather unfortunate there. And then we obviously had Dylan Radford call the tow.
Right,
Yeah, some of the
guys,
shots
we'll be
I
going
seen
green this
Dylan
lap.
Radford's tyres all
Safety
pointing
car
in
will be
different
pulling away
directions, so the car obviously
just after
a little
hitting.
too heavily damaged to make it back
Car
to the pits.
27 will have control of the
Yeah,
field.
so it was Dylan that was involved with Michael Ward.
Please
He went
maintain
around.
80
Bit
to
of
90
netcode
k's
there
an hour.
resulted in their cars inside one another. He copped that hit there in the aftermath of it, and then
Safety car
trying to
pulling
get back
away.
out there, and wheelers
Car
pointed a weird
27
angle, so it
has
is just the
control
damage
of the
from
field.
that crash. I can hear on the radio in the background that we are getting ready to go green again, so Peter Vanderberg pulling away from the field, and he will return to pit lane. Jack Wattis has control of the field now. He will have to maintain 80 kilometres per hour with a little bit of margin around that, because it is obviously very hard to keep a exact speed in these race cars at that slow of a speed. They're not designed to go 80 kilometres an hour.
A couple of PRNZ cars at the front. Stephen McCartan sitting in third, Brendan Keith at fourth, Aaron Goodrick at fifth, Hogan Shripton in sixth, Dylan Shepherd seventh, Mitchell Sparrow eighth, Rod Cowood and Hamish Barnhill rounding out your top 10 so far, but we're going to go green very, very shortly. How long before another safety car?
Well, Stephen McCartan's keen to get on with it. Brett O'Keefe has copped a hit behind the safety car by the look of that, because he is missing the engine cover off the rear of that Corvette. But Jack Wattis leaving it very late, trying to avoid giving anybody the tow as long as possible, and Zach Winton-Smith is getting right under that rear wing on the restart down in towards turn 1, but Jack's going to be able to control them down into turn 1. Looks like pretty steady at the front, everybody maintaining position. Sean McNamara and Leon Ware, a couple of Jigsaw racing teammates jostling for position down the order here, 21st and 22nd. Leon on the outside, but they're still going to go side by side all the way down the straight, and Sean's going to have the inside once they get down to turn 3. Sorry, Leon's going to have the inside once they get down to turn 3.
Elbows out racing by a couple of teammates.
Absolutely well to see. And there's another accident down at turn 3. Pete Rotman's involved.
Stefan Adams, another one I've seen in there too.
Alan Scott, heavy damage. Stephen Adams just rejoining. He's got the wheels pointed in all sorts of weird directions. He's going to struggle to drag that back. We could have another safety car very, very quickly on this one. Safety cars breed safety cars.
Oh
So
yes, he's having a hard time.
Heath
Adams.
Mann off the track as well in the gravel, so it's action aplenty at Road of America. Heath Mann towing without a request there. Hogan Shrimpton down the inside on Brett O'Keefe moves up into P6. Brett just struggling a little bit early in this one, down 3 spots from where he started, so potentially playing the long game, just looking after his tyres, and we'll look to get back into that once we restart. Although he does have that rear damage, which may be affecting things for him there as well.
Yeah, definitely must have a little bit of an aero effect. As we see Dylan, Mitchell Sparrow just going round, and it looks like Hamish Barnhill was going round as well.
Yes, I think BJ was lacking a bit on the straight line there, on the pit straight there, so frustrating position for BJ to be in, because if he comes in and takes the fast repair, his car will be back to normal, but very much out of that ideal pit window at the moment, and a big dive in the background for Rob Carwood. Bit of contact made, Noah Kitchen takes advantage and moves up into P9, gets ahead of both of them. But that was not a clean move by Rob, and looks like he's going to redress that one. He recognises that he just got that wrong.
Yeah, good sportsmanship is what we love to see, Supercars NZ.
Leon Ware making very quick ground at the moment. I think he was caught up in some of that early drama. He's still down 10 spots from where he started, but he was racing alongside Sean McNamara just a moment ago. Sean back in P22, Leon up to P16, so Leon making very good progress.
Yeah, Sean had an issue there earlier, so I'm wondering whether he's just sporting a little bit of damage to his car too, if he's running around a little bit slower. Could be just that it's a BMW.
Could be, could be. Interesting.
Speaking of BMWs and completely unrelated, but happy birthday to Blake Greenhall, one of Supercars NZ's favourite. It's birthday today. So if you want to sing happy birthday to him, Shane?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I'm sorry for all our viewers' ears. You did not need that. Brett O'Keefe gets into the lane and is going to take that fast repair, so decides to bite the bullet, recognises that he's just losing too much with that damage, and unfortunately he's going to have to take an extra stop. Green flag conditions. Long lap, so he's not at risk of going down a lap at least, and he will hope that there will be a safety car later on. I'm guessing Stephen Adams managed to drag it back to pit lane with that damage that we saw. He is going around at the moment with a repaired car, so did a great job to drag that one back, because I thought there was no way he was getting around there, and in the end we didn't need the safety car, so that worked out there.
Yeah, plenty of gravel on the track all over the place, so this is one of those tracks where there is quite a bit of
Oh, as Dan Turner brings a little bit more on.
Yeah, that corner being one of the worst ones too.
Yeah, it's an easy spot to go off the track down there at turn 3, because big, long, straight, very high speed headed in there, and then for good measure it's a downhill braking zone. So
penalty for avoidable contact, car 32.
Car 32 drive through penalty, that is Jack Lajovic. So his night goes from bad to worse. He's already down in 27th, and he's going to have to take a track
no
through the lane.
further action on the accident with car 16 as self-penalised, and he's already a lap down.
V, you've got to pronounce the V in it. I think it's Lajovic. Is it Blahovic? I'm not sure. It could be a silent V. It could just be Lajovic. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know, but hopefully Jack can let us know. Michael Ward, his incident there with Dylan Radford was called as no further action.
That'd just about be the first round of all of those issues all sorted out.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm just going back to see if I can pick out the issues that we had on the restart. I think that's likely to be this one. So Stephen Adams involved. On the outside of Blake Greenhall, oh, he just gets the rears locked, manages to avoid any contact, but then Alan Scott and that was Anthony Green, I think, that we saw in the AKMS car as well, coming through as Stefan was already off there, and Alan just nowhere to go, made contact with Stefan there, and yeah, that damage that he had on the BMW there, he did a great job to get that back to the pits without having to tow.
Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did. Looks like everybody's on the lead lap still too, so pretty decent. Well, Dylan Radford, is he still here?
Yeah, looks like Dylan's
May
still
have
going
popped.
around.
Oh yes,
Yep.
yes.
But yeah, a lap down. Just unfortunate with the timing of that safety car that came out for his incident. He had to sit there in the gravel for an extra lap as the leaders just came past pit lane as Peter was making his way out there. So that was unfortunate timing for him and has left him a lap down. But we got good battles at the front. Stephen McCartan fighting back from a qualifying that was not what he would have wanted and putting the pressure on Zach Whitton-Smith, but Zach continuing to put that pressure forward onto Jack Widders as well.
Yeah, a couple of teammates at the front, so they'll be talking to each other. Stefan's got reinforcements not too far behind him either. He's just behind Hogan Scripted and Dylan Shepherd, so bit of a teammate battle, but it's always good to have a teammate in a race with you too, because you could be talking to them and bouncing, you know, what's going on in your head off theirs.
That's right, and there are ways you can work together as well, particularly at a track like this where the slipstream does take an effect. You can sort of bring some slingshot moves into it, not quite as effectively as you might be able to at a track like an oval, like a Daytona or a Talladega, but it is possible to at least slipstream off your teammate to try and gain an advantage on your opponent into the braking zone, but you do still have to do the work on the brakes.
The BMW looks a little bit faster through the corners.
Yeah, interestingly, Stefan braking quite early into Canada Corner there, so I wonder if just a little bit weary of a potential high closing speed if he'd gone for his normal braking marker and just went quite tentative there. Also might have been trying to set up a run out of the final corner, but those Porsches do have a little bit of a gap out of there, and well, he actually pulls out of the toe, looking to get some fresh air across the car. But he'll have the box seat as the teammates battle into turn one, but they stay as they are for the moment.
Well, we know Stefan's a very patient racer, so he's going to sit there and sort of maybe just wait for his moment.
Yeah, that's right. He is always very patient. He's shown over the time that he's been with us that when he's in a battle, he's always prepared to just sit there, observe, wait for his moment, and especially on these longer races, he's always very good at taking that opportunity to just save a bit of fuel, use the slipstream to not quite use as much fuel as the guys ahead of him, and shorten up his pit stop time, or even take the opportunity to go a little bit longer and gain an advantage that way.
Yeah, definitely. He's a very patient driver too, and it's just got to wait for that right moment. A few comments through on the old YouTube. So Racecrafts is saying evening. Scotty's shouting out Blarky. And Syndicate Sims team support is awesome singing. Must be to you there, Shay.
I do apologise to everybody that had to listen to that.
Well, if you enjoyed Shane singing, then just give the stream a like. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Help us get to 500 subscribers. And yeah, we'll love you for that. And you can enjoy all the content. And of course, I did mention it in our streaming chat yesterday, Shane. This is the 300th stream to the Broadcasting Lounge YouTube. So for that, we're giving away 3 prizes tonight of either a car or a track. So we're going to work out how we're going to do that. I think 1 maybe from the comments and maybe a wheel for 2 of them, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. And yeah, very cool milestone. 300 streams on the Broadcasting Lounge. What a long way we've come.
Yeah, I noticed it yesterday when I was watching back Tuesday's racing. It said 299 videos up in the old YouTube there, so here we are, 300. That is definitely a milestone, and we're giving away these cars and tracks to celebrate Sean putting up 1,000 races. So all the milestones happening at the end of this winter season.
Zach Wynn Smith still putting a little bit of pressure on Jack Willis, but this battle looks like it's just holding steady a little bit for the moment. Liam Milner though putting pressure on Leith Swinney. This is the battle for the last spot inside the top 10, so 10th position. Liam down 9 spots after his early issues, on the comeback trail now and looking to see if he can get around Leith. He's going to pull out of the draft through this not so straight section but very much flat out section into Canada Corner, and he gets the move done into Canada Corner and moves into the top 10.
Yeah, so I was just looking through, I was about to say it, that Leith Swinney was actually our biggest mover, and I didn't even get to say it because that pass happened. So he's up 9 spots, and he joins Wayne Hartnell, Noah Kitcher and Hamish Barnhill all up 9 spots so far early on, 22 minutes into this hour and a half race. Getting closer to the time where they're going to need to get some fuel, so we're around 10 minutes, let's say 10-15 minutes away from maybe seeing the first cycle of pit stops. Do you try and you're already at an area now where if you come in now you're going to have to stop twice, so maybe who's going to be the first to go, try and get into some clear air. We've seen last week that didn't work for Stefan McCartan, but bigger track tonight, maybe that is an option.
Yeah, I think we're probably, as you say, just about in that window to get home on one more stop after what you do now if you were to pit now. So certainly something to think about, but you wouldn't be leaving yourself much room for error. But if you're in traffic, probably time to start thinking about whether or not you make that move for the first stop.
Yeah, maybe somebody that's lost out already in positions, maybe like Sean McNamara or Brett O'Keefe, maybe, you know, they started towards the front, maybe coming in and getting that first stop out of the way isn't such a bad idea.
So I got a little battle pack just in behind that initial top 3 battle as well. You got 4 cars pretty close together and a 5th not too far behind. From Hogan Shrimpton right back to Mitchell Sparrow is the 4th car, and then Hamish Barnhill is the 5th that's closing in. Stefan McCartan's actually managed to get around, or he had managed to get around Zach Smith. Zach getting him back now.
It could be maybe the degradation of the tyres is a little bit different with the Porsche and the Beamer, one being a rear engine or mid-engine, is it? Or rear, I'm not too sure, one or the other. And one being a front engine rear-wheel drive. Is there going to be some different?
Yeah, so the Porsche RSR that we're using here is unusual as a Porsche in that it is a mid-engine. But yeah, the BMW very much a front engine, so quite different weight balances in respect of that with the engine placement, which will potentially make a difference. Porsche known for being much more lively in the rear.
By lively you mean just all of a sudden it says no, you're going that way and throws you off the track?
Yeah, lively was the PC, well, not that your description was not PC at all, but yeah, lively was the nice description there.
Yeah, it definitely works. Definitely works.
Hogan Shrimpton just getting up onto this battle as well. So I wonder if there's a bit of fuel saving going on from the top three. Maybe with that fuel that they were able to save under safety car. I mean, we're still about 6 laps away from our estimation on when they'd be out of fuel. Potentially they could stretch that out by another lap with the time they spent under safety car. But importantly, it means in terms of the race time, that will be quite a bit later.
So just looking at the tyres, right, this time by, they've all done, the front ones have done 2s, but their previous laps, the top 6 were all 2:02, so 2 seconds slower than their fastest. So maybe a little bit of it, just maybe the front person's slowing up a little bit. Looks like Hogan Shrimpton's actually got putting a bit of pressure on Stephen McCartan there now. It's Rob Cowood coming in for a lick of fuel.
Yes, so Rob choosing to get out of traffic, gets down the lane, and he'll get that first splash of fuel in, and then he'll get back out, hopefully in some clear air, and try and put some good laps in.
Yeah, Liam Milner setting the fastest lap of the race last time by with a 2-minute .233. He's running around in 9th position too, so clear air. Obviously in front of him there's Hamish Barnhill up in front of him, so yeah, just keep it on. See the sausages on that sign, Shay?
We don't need to be talking about sausages again.
Oh, there's no curbs, there's just sausages on that sign. Just an observation.
I'd be very impressed if somebody manages to ride those ones. So as you said, Hogan Shrimpton showing a good turn of pace at the moment, putting that pressure on to the top 3. He's managed to pull away from that next little battle group that he was leading a moment ago, and yeah, looking to go forward. BMW maybe being quite nice on the tyres and enabling him to have that pace late in the stint.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. I reckon the BMW must just be better on the tyres over a longer distance. Because we've seen it last week too, that towards the end of the race, Stefan was catching, but just couldn't quite get enough to get past Jack Withers.
There was some talk as well about whether, with the high track temperatures here tonight, whether the tyres would be able to hold on for 90 minutes. So some guys wondering whether it might be preferable to change some tyres at some point in the race. So we'll see how all that pans out. What we did see last week was that most people did a long stop and a short stop. So presumably if you were going to do tyres, you'd get that done on your long stop. So either go as far into the race as you can on your first stint, get in, fill it to the brim, and take that opportunity to at least cover as much time doing tyres as you can by the fuel. Not sure whether a full fuel load tonight is going to cover tyres completely, but you try and minimise that loss as much as you can, and then get in for that late splash to get you to the end as you need it. Or the alternative strategy would be get in early, chuck that splash of fuel in the car, and then run it out towards the end of the race, get your big fuel done late, and chuck a fresh set of tyres in for the last stint. Hogan not having the best of laps on this one, just dropped back to a second behind Stephen McCartan there.
Yeah, maybe just one little, mistake, and you know, all that progress you've made is gone. You've got to redo it again. But that gap from that front pack to the middle pack to that second pack there is growing. So they're the top 3 all recording sub 2-minute laps last time by, and Hogan Shrimpton a 2.539, so over half a second slower than them. fastest lap of the race for Jack Widders at 1:59.797.
Yeah, so I think Jack's just picked up the pace out front a little bit, and Zach and Stefan have been able to go with him, but Hogan just hasn't been able to quite keep that pace with them and just dropped off the bit. We'll see Hamish Barnhill going super wide in the background there at turn 3, and he's going to drag some more junk onto the track there as he gets back on.
So send it Sims team support? No, you don't need a team to enter. You can enter the there's only 3 rounds left of the V8s, and obviously, well, sorry, there's 2 rounds left of the V8s and 2 rounds left of this next week. But there'll be a form come out for the new season, for the spring season, which will be fresh start in about 4 weeks' time. So keep an eye on the Supercars NZ community Facebook group and the Supercars NZ page for the sign-up forms. So they'll be coming out in, well, I'd say probably about 2 weeks, roughly, I think. We may well get confirmation of that.
Yeah, shouldn't be too long, and how crazy that we've only got 2 weeks left of the season after this, because it does not seem like long ago that we were just kicking off the winter season. Now it's almost done and dusted. We're not far away from Bathurst.
Yeah, Bathurst, and obviously there will be some Enduros for us coming up pretty soon too, Shane.
Yeah, not 100% sure of the details on that. I'm sure that will be talked about in this week's admin meeting.
Yeah, definitely put that to the top. It still is the most viewed stream. Myself and you, Shano, Sandown 500 from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was very cool, wasn't it? So just want to have a look at what happened to Hamish Barnhill a little earlier on there as he went off. So he's actually going for the move around the outside and just got caught up on that curve and locked a brake, and it just carried him out into the gravel there. So a little bit unfortunate there.
So yeah, Jack Widders at the front, he has recorded 1:59.606. So he's over half a second faster than Zach Widders-Smith that last time by as well.
Now Kitcher looking to make a move on Tom McCall for P24. They're going to go side by side down the pit straight and into turn 1. Now we're doing a good job under brakes and gets the spot there.
Yeah, cheers Liam.
Stephen McCartan in pit lane, so he'd actually got around Zach Widders-Smith too. So again, he's one of the first ones to come in out of the front. Mitchell Sparrow also back, and how good is it to see a lot of returning names, Mitchell Sparrow being another one along with Michael Ward back. Anthony Green last week hadn't been around for a while and back, so good to see all the OGs coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, good to see the names that we know from back in the day coming back and having a race with us. As you say, Stephen McCartan in pit lane now, so he should end up being the first guy to have taken a pit stop, excluding those guys that pitted under safety car on lap 1, but they're still going to have 2 stops to make. So Stephen McCartan will be the first guy that has just 1 more stop to make.
Yeah, so 14th position at the moment. Clear air. That is
Race control, request the tow.
definitely.
Oh,
Sounds like Sean is requesting to tow. Unlucky.
Yeah, copy Sean, just hold.
yeah, I
So
can't.
will that be the safety car?
There's Sean. So yeah, he's stopped This looks like it's out of turn
Safety
3,
car,
just on the
safety
run up the
car,
hill,
safety
and we do
car.
have a safety car called, so interesting one there. I'm not seeing too much in the way of damage on Sean's car there, so
Did he run out of fuel?
possibly, but 17 laps and they had some time running behind the safety car. I don't know. Strange.
Are we allowed to pull him in?
Well, we
'Cause we're
have
gonna
to, we
see
have to,
everybody.
we can pull him in, but I think you just have to go down there and make sure he's okay with that first. And actually, I'm not seeing his name down there. Ah, he's in race control. He's
Oh,
already
right.
talking to
Here we
race
go.
control. But pit lane getting very busy, as you would expect, because this is right in the window and we have a safety car. So anybody not taking this opportunity to get in will be heavily punished when they do have to stop. Hogan Shrimpton in the background overshooting his box quite a bit. He was locked up for some time there and had to back up quite significantly to get service, so that will cost him
Safety car is just after turn 3.
heavily.
Leader, pick
So
up
this
safety
is going
car
to
after
benefit
turn 3.
Stefan McCartan, isn't it? As we see him going past the pit boxes now, he's going to just
Oh,
behind.
it's close.
Oh.
Yeah, so at the blend line, Jack just ahead. So ultimately,
And he took more fuel.
yeah, he would have got a little bit more fuel in the car after doing that extra lap, and yeah, about three more seconds in the lane there. So not a massive difference, but it's going to mean 3 fewer seconds that he has to stop next time around.
So, Sean.
So Sean being given permission to tow, and I'm obviously going to track down why he came to a stop there.
Slow down, boys, slow down.
While you look for that, shout out to the race week sponsor. Oh, it was
And the safety
cars on the
leader,
safety
which is
car.
on next.
Is that
Sorry, Blake.
Matthew Gerard? I think is come across as Blake Greenhall involved in that as well.
You're right, mate.
A few sorries over the radio
that is
there.
the safety car speed limit.
Oh yeah, Blake's got some damage from
We
that
were doing
as
like
well.
40, 50, 60, that's not cool,
Yeah, all gassed up and broken.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So a few cars probably going to have to come back down the lane next time around to get some fast repairs. So this is what happened to Sean. From the off-board, does look suspiciously like an out-of-fuel moment, doesn't it? Let's jump on board and see what we can pick up. Yeah, he's already coughing down there, so he's running out of fuel. That's... and not even late in the lap, so... wow. I don't even know what to say, Sean. That's a big mistake.
Yeah, so he's stowed to pit lane, or he's towing probably still to pit lane, so... oh, yeah, that's Wally of the week.
So as we continue to roll around behind the safety car, coming around towards the end of the lap now.
We've noticed accident with car 30 and car 169, so that's under review also.
Let the dog back in. Forgot she's outside.
Right.
So I heard car 30 reference there, but didn't
Copy,
quite,
BJ.
didn't
Can
quite
you
catch
just
what was
confirm
said.
whether I was meant to go back past Noah after the pit lane exit, or should I give the spot back?
I'll have a look right now.
So BJ just looking to...
Stay in front of Noah.
Cheers, mate.
BJ was looking to confirm position with him and Noah Kitcher at pit exit, and race control have confirmed that BJ was ahead where he needed to be ahead, so he will maintain that position.
Safety car will increase speed to 100 k's.
Oh, how good is this warmer weather though? I haven't had to turn the
Safety
heat
car's
pump
been
on
up to 120
to keep me
k's.
warm this evening. The nor'wester's been pretty warm down here in Canterbury all day.
Is it colder in Taranaki tonight than it is in Canterbury? Because I've got the fire going tonight because the rain's come in and it's bloody cold.
Yeah, we got up to probably almost 20 degrees today, just to rub it in. 18.
We've certainly had some warm days here, but well, today wasn't exactly cold, but once the sun started going down, it got quite cold tonight, and yeah, got the fire going. So interesting.
Yep, yeah, it's definitely nice down here, not needing to run any heating for a change. So another lap under the safety car. I'd say he'll be going in this lap, is he? I haven't heard him say anything yet.
Nor have I, but we are still quite early on in the lap, so we should hear that call come out.
Celeste Swinney, no sorry, Dan Turner is the up 13 spots into P12, so he's our biggest mover.
Right, we'll be going green this lap, guys. Safety car will
green this
pull away
lap.
from
Then
the
we have
field
Peter
on the
Vanderberg
back straight.
in the background.
Car 27 will have control of the field. Please maintain 80 to 90 k's an hour.
At least 20 up 11 into P9. So then that's our two double-digit movers, and there's a lot of green in there.
Yeah, plenty of green, so plenty of people improving. And Turner, as you say, doing a good job, up 13 spots, biggest mover at the moment, but still plenty of this race to play out. Interestingly, we're actually not too far away from halfway now, and most of the guys have just put some fuel in the car. I wonder if this safety car, I mean, they're probably still going to need a fair bit of safety car laps, a fair number of safety car laps later on in the race to make it work, but could be putting in the back of their mind whether they actually need to stop again.
Because I wasn't too far off with my 18 laps, was I? So 17 laps from the leader before he come down the lane. So that when we're sitting in pit lane and it tells you how many laps you got, we'll probably just take one lap off it, and that will give us a semi-accurate reading. But I guess if that safety car didn't come out, maybe they would have gone one more.
Yeah, that's right, they potentially could have got, and to be fair, I think they would have got at least one more lap out, given that they did have that safety car period early on as well. But again, Jack leaving it till the last possible minute to put his foot down. Doesn't want to give Stefan that toe for a second longer than he has to, but he takes off and he's going to lead him down towards turn one. He's been able to create a little bit of a gap. Stefan dropping back and just receiving a bit of pressure from Zach Williams-Smith. Mitchell Sparrow making moves in the background, trying to get down the inside on Liam Milner. Not quite able to do it. And Liam chases him all the way to the inside on the approach to turn 2 there. Oh, big switch on the curb. The Mitchell Sparrow tyres have cooled off and trying to get some heat back into them off the back of the safety car. Aaron Goodrick getting the run on him and pulling alongside, but not quite able to make it happen. Hamish Barnhill getting down the inside, but then there's contact and he was loose already off the curb, and he ends up facing the wrong way on the inside of the exit of turn 3 and just has to sit and wait. Hogan Shrimpton dropping back as well, so he's had a spin, and that was Matthew Alan Scott, sorry, in behind, drifting it into the corner.
No prizes for that tonight, but it looks like change for the lead. Stephen McCudden has got around Jack Widders.
That's left up to the first track.
Sean McNamara stopped on track again. Haven't heard him call safety car, but he's not. I called for a tow, sorry, but he's not moving. Oh, yeah, he has called, sorry.
11, can you just repeat your call there as well?
Yeah, it was this lap on the restart, end of the back straight.
So Hamish Barnhill called it in to race control.
Copy, we'll have a look.
There's been an issue there, so something to look at, and Sean McNamara has requested to tow, so I think this is going to be a safety car, spread safety cars. But Stephen McCartan has found his way into the lead. Jack Widders dropping back into second. Safety car has not yet been called.
Safety car, safety car, safety car.
There we go, safety car called now, so that's going to hurt Sean there, I think, because again they come past pit lane as Peter's making his way down to pit exit, so before they get onto the queue they're going to make their way past where Sean is currently waiting for the tow, and he's going to drop off the lead lap.
Yeah, Sean, you're clear to tow now.
Oh, they have given Sean permission to tow now, so they let him go before they get to him.
So it's a chance for some of those cars further down that have had some issues to come in and get that fuel that they need to get through to the next bit. So they should be able to get home from now, all these cars that are coming in as well.
Yeah, with some saving.
Yeah, maybe with some saving, but we're going to have another couple of laps behind the safety car, and then it's going to leave us with probably 35 minutes to go, 40 minutes to go. Yeah,
fair point. Yeah, it could be doable, but have a look at some of those incidents that took place on the restart. So this was Hamish Barnhill. We put in the incident. Yeah, not too sure on that one. Race control will look at it, they will determine, but there's a lot going on there.
After turn 3.
He had made
I'm just going to go and find out what's going on with Short.
Okay. We have Pete Rotmus crashing as well. Oh, Pete getting loose and making contact with the rear of Alan Scott's car, so that was why we saw Alan Scott coming in out of control, and then Sean almost looks like he's just driven it off track. Oh, so he's got caught up in the concertina there. Didn't look to be a massive hit, but yeah, by the look of that, it's just broken his steering and gone straight on. Is it broken steering for Sean McNamara?
100%, that car did not like that hit. So
yeah,
sorry to Matt in front that I ploughed into him, but didn't expect people to be that stopped on track.
You know, it looked pretty unfortunate. It didn't look like a massive hit there, but then, as you say, you went to turn into the next corner and it just kept going left.
Yeah, there was no way I was making that back to pit lane. So, little, not embarrassing, but the first one was because I ran out of gas.
So that would make you the second admin to run out of fuel in a race.
It's the second time I've run out of fuel in a race as well.
Oh.
Right, we'll be going green this lap.
And you weren't even close to getting back to the pits. Like, you ran out down the back straight, down into turn 3.
Yeah. I saw a car pull into pit lane, and I was looked down at my fuel, and I'm like, I'm not going to make it.
Oh, yeah, at least you're still out there fighting for another day.
Yeah. I've had bad luck at this track with enduro.
Can you just check my pit?
Yeah, it is what it is, man. As long as I have a bit of fun doing it. Yeah, the guys in the chat room seem to be having a blast.
Yeah, the same.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's good to see some of the OG names back in it.
Yeah, and just all new names. Some other Aussies and real wickedly fast guys. So, yeah, you got a bit of talent out there tonight.
Copy.
And Dylan, you are in the correct spot.
What happened to Stefan?
Copy, cheers, bud.
That is a very good
Safety
question.
car pulling away, 27 is control
Alright,
of
Sean,
the field.
you should
Please
just
maintain
you're back
80
out
to
on
90
track now,
k's
are
an
you?
hour.
Yeah, circulating around.
Alright, mate, well, good chat. We'll let you go back to the racing. You've got less than half of it to go.
All right, that's good. It's flown by then. Look at that.
It has. Yeah, we should be looking about 45 to go.
Nice.
When this goes great.
Nice.
Alright, good luck, mate.
All right, thank you. Have a good call, guys.
Looks like Stefan has been down the lane behind the safety car, so I think he's taking the opportunity to get that fuel in after it's bunched up, but that's him thinking from there he can go to the end. So it's a strategy call, strategy gamble, but I mean if everybody else has to pit while he's been able to close up onto the back of them, it could pay off.
Yeah, Dylan Shepherd also, so teammate, obviously bouncing off each other, and we go back green racing. Jack Widdis out the front, Zach Widdett-Smith at second, Liam Milner in third. Liam Milner, he's worked his way up. He obviously had a bit of a bad start. He's worked his way back up into third, so he was quite a wee way down.
Yeah, and Liam's made 2 stops. I believe one of those was on lap 1, but potentially having a little bit more fuel in the car. His second stop time was similar to
under safety car, lap 18, car
Jack
169, drive-through penalty for avoidable contact.
car 169. That's Matthew Gerard. He's going to have a drive-through penalty for avoidable contact under safety car. Oh, Wayne Hartnell dropping back. He's buried in the tyres. Gets it out of there. And he's going to carry on. He'll have some damage to the front of that BMW, and as Sean demonstrated, quite a fragile front end on the BMW, so hopefully, well, he's still definitely got some steering, more than Sean had. Looks like he might have got off pretty lightly there. He does have a bit of splitter damage there, but nothing too bad by the look of it. James McKenzie, big smoke show there, and he's got heavy steering damage. I think this is going to be another safety car. His Corvette only wants to go towards that barrier, and he has requested a tow.
Well, this has been and we've got White-Off Jenkins involved in another incident with Sean McNamara. Both get moving again. Just waiting to hear, are we going to get another safety car?
If we do, this could be where Stephen McCartan gets his return.
You can go, James, stone out.
Okay, they're going to tow without the safety car there, so I think making the call that where he was on track, with everybody still bunched up after the safety car, that it would be realistic to be able to recover that car without a safety car. So they've done that. We carry on racing, and there's a few people I think that did come to pit lane anticipating that we might have been about to get a safety car. They haven't got that reward, but they should be good to get home from here anyway, so I don't think it's going to hurt them too much that they took the gamble and didn't get the safety car come out.
Yeah, well, 3 safety cars in 10 minutes would be a little bit too much, but I mean, that happens in real life, I guess.
It does, especially in NASCAR.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, don't start me with that. I've done a few oval commentary
Copy,
races
control.
with Brad, and we get upset when you
copy.
get 10, 15 yellows
Safety
and
car, safety car, safety
80
car.
lap
Oh,
race.
There's one coming out.
we do have a safety car. We do have a safety car. I've just heard that call come in from race control.
Well, yeah, I see he's out. Ted Vandenberg out in the safety car, so we will have a third safety car in not that much time. And like you just said before, I think that's going to play into Stephen McCartan's hands just right, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm very surprised not to see the top 3 dive to pit lane. So I'm wondering if they're thinking, with the amount of safety cars that we've had, that they can pull off the one stopper here.
They all came in lap 17, so that was almost 10 laps ago. We've had 2 safety cars in that time. There is a lot to think about here.
There is. Stephen McCartan moves up into P6. He is the first guy that's made a stop recently. Wow.
Second in-race stop, we could call that,
Yeah.
for a race. Yeah.
Second genuine stop. He's the first guy that he probably had to do a little bit of saving as it was. He should be good to go flat out to the end now that we've got this safety car. This should get him the fuel that he needs. I think everybody in front of him, if they're trying to go to the end, it's still going to take some saving. Certainly Noah Kitcher last put it on lap 14. Everybody else around him lap 17. So I don't see Noah making it to the end without another stop. I could be wrong, but he's certainly going to need a lot of saving to do it if he can make it work. But I
We'll
think
be going green this lap.
I think that top 5 are going to be doing a fair bit of saving. Stephen McCartan, though, I think will be going
Any
flat
chance
out
of
to
a
the end of this
wave around?
race.
Yeah, I reckon you've nailed that, Shano. He is going to go flat out. Dylan Shepherd, teammate behind him now, so they'll be able to work together. Although I don't know if that Ford GT's quite up to it as much as the BMW, but the most Ford running forward there, Dylan Shepherd there, and so he's in 7th. So yeah, it looks like everybody from 5th up are probably going to have to come in again. There's a couple of cars mixed up in some of these guys that came in lap 21, lap 24.
Car going to be coming on the right.
So another safety car as well would change things around again, wouldn't it?
It would. It would certainly give some more fuel mileage back to these guys that are trying to go to the end. Race control is doing some wave rounds at the moment. I jumped onto this view on Jack Willis's car just for Send It Sims team support, just so you can check out that nice bottom on the safety car. We need Jack to get a little bit closer though. Come on Jack, close up the gap.
Alright, safety car pulling away from the field, cross 27, you've got control of the field, please maintain 80 to 90 k's an hour.
Well, safety car's going to pull away now anyway. But Jack has control, has to maintain 80 to 90 k's an hour, and everybody has to maintain position behind him. They'll be notified once the safety car is in pit lane, and from that time Jack can accelerate when he so chooses.
It's definitely going to make for a great last half an hour of this race. Everybody's all bunched up. Everybody down to P27 is on the lead lap. We've got 3 cars that have just done a wave around, and they're going flat out already.
Yeah, I for one am looking forward to how this plays out, because we've got a couple of different strategies out there, and I think Stephen McCartan's going to have a pace advantage, but he's got some traffic in the way.
definitely want to make short work of that, and then, or does he? Just sort of just got to cruise around now and just wait, because I don't think these guys that are coming lap 17 are going to make it home. And we're about to go green again.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go. Jack Willis leaving it till the last possible minute. Is going to get all the way to the line before he goes. And look at the bunching that's created in behind. We've got some 3 wide there. Stephen McCartan already moving past Leith Swin. He moves up into P5. Liam Milner putting pressure on Zach Smith for P2. But Stephen McCartan already...
Drive-through penalty for 301 for avoidable contact on lap 20 with car 11.
Aaron Goodrick, our Tuesday night race controller, is going to have to take a tour of the lane. He's got a drive-through penalty.
Stephen makes the double move up into P4.
And slides down the inside on Liam Milner as well. So I think what we're seeing here is exactly what we talked about, that Stefan is going flat out to the end and the guys around him are having to save fuel, and he's using that to his advantage at the moment.
Dylan Shepherd just doing his work there on Liam Milner at the moment. Yeah, he's right up on the back of these these 2 at the front again. Bigger fuel load.
And of course Dylan on that same strategy as his teammate Stefan. So if Stefan's got it right, then Dylan has also got it right. But Liam Milner trying to return serve down there.
Copy 308, we'll have a look. What lap are you on? 26.
So Ant Green calling something into race control there, so he has obviously had an issue out there somewhere.
Yeah, not having the best night, down P24 at the moment. Is a fan of this track too.
So Stefan has made his way up into P3. Hasn't been able to find a way around those top 2 just yet, but he's right there. He's got plenty of time to get it done. Dylan Shepherd trying to move his way through as well, but he's got a little bit of a gap up to Liam Milner at the moment. Liam also... Yeah, and Liam just lurking in the background behind Stefan there. See if he can take advantage of Stefan being somewhat stuck behind Zach at the moment. What we do know is...
Just fly on the wall in their Discord to hear what the conversation is.
Absolutely. What we do know is that with all these top drivers, they all have this ability to save fuel while continuing to make decent pace. So that's what Stefan's coming up against at the moment, is those guys in front of them not only very quick naturally, but know how to save fuel while giving up minimal pace, and also making sure that they're giving up their pace in areas where it's not making them vulnerable to them. And Liam Milner taking advantage, gets on the outside of Stephen McCartan, but not able to get the move done. But that's the challenge that Stefan's got on him at the moment. It's a little bit pass or be passed, and as patient as he is, he will be wanting to get this job done and get around Zach Smith just to get Liam off his back.
I just did see an incident. Thomas McCall and Hamish Brown.
Yeah, I've got data on that, and I think I did hear Tom call it into race control, so we can have a look. Oh, that's very much the aftermath of it.
It's very cautious there.
This might tell us a little bit more. Ooh, so Hamish sending it in there. Contact was made. It will all determine on how far up Hamish was at what point, and I'm not sure he was quite far enough up there early enough. I'm seeing a jigsaw car facing the wrong way. That's Sean again, isn't it? No?
It was Michael Ward. I think it might have been turn 3. And he's just taken a clip, so a couple of cars actually hit him while he was stopped.
Apologies, I thought it was a jigsaw car, just on the dark coloured BMW. It was not a jigsaw car at all. But yeah, he's got big damage there. Bonnet comes off, he's sort of pushing the splitter along the ground. Some part of it must still be attached to the car because it hasn't gone under the car. Looks like he's going to be able to make it back to pit lane though, and we're not going to need another safety car.
Now this top 6 now, absolutely flying along.
Yeah, Jack Widdis only a second slower on his last lap than his personal best lap, and cars will be quite a bit heavier, tyres will be much older. So, don't know there's necessarily too much fuel saving going on from those guys, but see if aren't able to run with it. There's certainly a big push coming from Zach there. I wonder if that's the strategy. I guess if they're both going faster while using the same amount of fuel, covering more ground ultimately means they'll need less fuel to get to the end.
Um, 308, your incident will be a post-race review as the other car has left the server.
Post-race review for Ant's most recent incident where the other car has left the server.
Because it's self-penalising, can I withdraw it?
Always asking a question. So now where he's made a good recovery back up to P7. And he was as far down as 20th at one point.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was doing a good job there. Finding himself in a little bit of free air at the moment as well. Next car ahead of him is another catcher, 1.8 seconds up the road. He's actually going side by side with Dylan Shepherd as we speak. And Liam Milner getting up the inside of Stephen McCartan, and there was a little bit of a rub on the exit. Sorry, getting up the outside on Stephen McCartan. A little bit of a rub there on the exit, but Stefan able to hold him off.
Possibly a connection issue with Hamish Barnhill.
834, your accident will be post-race because
lost his packets,
the dude
has rejoined the server.
Yeah, that's disappointing for Hamish. You never want to be having connection issues out there. It always makes it frustrating when you're out there on track and then suddenly everything just disappears on you.
Yeah, it's up there with the person you're racing really closely starts blinking.
Yeah, race control, car 11, I got reconnected, so you can
I would probably prefer, only very slightly prefer to have another car blinking, because at least you're still in the race that way.
So I was partially listening to race control there. Didn't hear it.
So we've got about 20 minutes remaining in this one, and top 4 battle very tight at the moment.
Yeah, send it SimSport. If you go in the description, you'll be able to get the link to the live timing. and that will give you all the information that you need. It's just a waiting game, isn't it? Just to wait to see whether these front runners, these two front runners for PRNZ come in, take some fuel, or are they going to battle it out? We are approaching 15 minutes to go, about 16, 17 minutes to go. Lots of questions, Shano, lots of questions.
Yeah, and I for one don't have the answers at the moment. What I have got is car numbers up on screen there for Send It Sims.
Oh, there we go. Little colour coded. Or not.
I believe those are generated by iRacing based on the predominant colour of their theme, but that might be their theme, their base theme in the iRacing paint shops, and not necessarily what they've got uploaded in trading paints, which is what we see on stream. Big move there from Liam Milner, gets to the inside on Stephen McArdle. So Liam just continuing to make a nuisance of himself at the moment. I believe, is he part, oh, he's just dropped behind Dylan Shepherd though. So Dylan getting involved there. I believe Liam part of One Performance Racing, isn't he? Or am I mistaken there? Maybe not, because he's not running that livery.
What was the question?
Whether Liam Milner was part of One Performance Racing.
Oh right, yeah. No, I have no idea actually. Yeah, the information isn't available, but he seems to be pretty pacey.
He does, and I just wondered if he was driving team tactics there. Not that he was doing anything dirty at Stephen McArdle, but just making a nuisance of himself to help Zach and Jack ahead of him. But certainly Dylan Shepherd getting involved there, and then Liam ending up off the track, and that has dropped him back and given Stefan a bit of relief for the moment, and he can focus his energy forward again on trying to find a way past those two Porsches in front of him.
Yes, we see Noah Kitcher, he's come down the lane, so he last pitted at lap 14. So it's another 3 laps difference between Jack Widdis and Zach Widdits-Smith. We've got 15 to go. This can be touch and go. I think they are fuel saving to the end. They're going to have to fuel save, so that's going to be an advantage to Stefan if he can find a way past. He is right on the tail now of Zach Widdits-Smith. So their last laps are 2:01.8 for Jack Widdis, 2:02.1 for Zach Widdits-Smith. We're going to find out soon enough.
That pace has dropped off significantly now compared to their best lap time, so they are, I believe, saving quite heavily, but continuing to be able to do it in a strategic way where they're not making themselves vulnerable to Stefan. They're able to use the fuel in the places where they need to keep Stefan at bay, while just backing it up and saving fuel in the places where he can't do much about it.
And Liam Milner now back onto the back of Stefan. He's managed to get back around Dylan Shepherd. These top 5 cars all running fairly closely.
Stefan very close under the rear wing of Zach Widdits-Smith now. He could be a chance down into turn 1. He's pushing on the rear bar, pulls out. He's going to look to go down the inside under brakes into turn 1, and he might get them both there. He's managed to get to the inside of Jack. Not able to carry the momentum, but he has moved up into P2. Jack's going to cover hard down into turn 2. Stefan will look to get the run off the corner down the back straight. He'll pick up some slipstream as well.
These guys are definitely having a fuel save, aren't they? And it is playing into Stefan's hands at the moment.
Yeah, and just look how much more speed he was able to gain down the straight. Obviously, Jack hitting the short shafts quite heavily, and Stefan, contact there. Dylan Shepherd and Liam Milner. Liam, all sorts of sideways, but managed to gather it up.
3 cars there involved in that, and nobody went off. Wow. Hope to catch a replay of that.
That was very impressive, but Stephen McCartan out front now, and I believe he's got no fuel saving to do. Clearly, Jack Widdis and Zach Widdens-Smith are having to do more and more fuel saving to try and get that number to a point where they can make it to the end, and they just couldn't continue trying to get that number any closer while holding off Stephen McCartan. So they will be praying for a late safety car now. I think they were possibly taking the gamble that they would get at least one more safety car, and that's what they needed to make it to the end without having to do that level of saving. But certainly Stefan's got track position now, and even if they do get another safety car, as Jack's actually going to bite the bullet now and come to pit lane.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, that's going to throw him well down the order. Lee Swinney also coming down the lane. So these guys, we've got Zach Widdett-Smith, Liam Milner, they're going to need to come in for fuel. And they are the last ones, actually, that will need to come in.
Yeah, everybody else out there on that 21, 23, 24, so they'll all be good to the end. It's these guys that they're coming in now, and they're not even going to get a return when others come into the lane. So even if they get a safety car, it's just a short splash, he's back out, but even if they get another safety car, sure it'll bunch everybody up, but it's going to be a long way, a lot of cars to get around to get back to the front.
Yeah, well, he's got Thomas McCall not too far in front of him, but he's now down P15. So that's it's all part of the racing, isn't it? You take risks. If there was a safety car, like you said, that could have paid dividends for them.
Yeah, that's right, but it was Dylan Shepherd and Stephen McCartan that got the strategy call right and got in, and they they gave up a lot of track position when they did come in under safety car after everybody was already bunched up, but they made that call that they could get to the end from there, where those other guys, I think it probably forced their cards a little bit, where when that next safety car came out, they knew if they pitted that Stefan was just going to come out ahead of them, and they probably would struggle to get back around. But ultimately they took the gamble then on trying to get to the end without making another stop, and they just haven't been able to make it work. They didn't get the volume of safety cars, and to be fair to them, it looked like we were on a run of safety cars and we might continue getting safety car after safety car after safety car, but eventually we were able to break that streak, and now those guys have just had to bite the bullet and get to pit lane. Stefan certainly hasn't been able to run away from Zach Widdett-Smith since he got past, so I think Zach probably has given up on the fuel save game as well, and he's just, well, as he sets the fastest first sector, that tells us that he has given up on the fuel save game, so I think he's just running a little bit longer, stay out there as long as he can before he does come to the lane. 10 minutes remaining in this race, so you wouldn't imagine it's going to be very long before he's absolutely out of fuel and has to come in and fuel up again.
I just wondered whether he was going to try and get the front and slow him down. It doesn't look like he's going to have a chance. He just backed off again.
Race control, request to tow.
Oh,
Leon just
Sean
got
That's a
out.
big incident with Sean McNamara.
Oh,
Race
and
control,
his
request to charge.
teammate on teammate. Oh no,
Copy.
guys.
Safety car, safety car, safety car.
Steve,
Oh, and then we do have a safety car. It doesn't help anyone.
well, does it help? Does it help Zach? Does this put him back on to a one-stopper, maybe?
Now, Becky, he's kicking himself if he didn't keep fuel saving.
He's not coming into the pits, so...
Thought about it.
So they're backing themselves. Technically it is a two-stopper for Liam Milner, but that first
Safety
stop for
car
him
is
came
at
on lap
turn
1,
one.
so effectively it's a one-stopper, and certainly a one-stopper for Zach. They're backing themselves.
We're going to have a sprint to the end, aren't we?
We sure are.
Well, if they make it home with the one stopper, we could put that down to the 5 safety cars.
Absolutely.
3 of them being Sean's fault.
Yes. I'm picking this is going to be a short safety car, so I wanna grab the replay now before it's too late. So this is Leon in the 21. Oh, he's got hit from behind. It wasn't Sean that hit him from behind. I think Sean just getting tangled up in it, but
Car 97,
didn't
post,
quite
we're looking
see
at a post
whether...
race for your one, because we need to get the other race controls to have a look at the accident.
This will tell us more of the story. So I'm just not quite sure who that Porsche
Same as
in
yours,
between
Sean.
them was. Oh. That was a very violent impact.
Alright, you
It
guys
almost...
can tow now.
Was it Noah Kitchen?
Could have been. It almost seems like Leon ran out of fuel there.
Yep. Everyone stay to the left, car passing on the right.
There was Noah Kitcher in the black Porsche, 97. Certainly, engine revs just dropped right off. And then, obviously Noah Kitchen, not expecting Leon to slow up on the straight, so not his fault at all.
Alright, we'll be going green this lap. Car 51 will have control of the field as soon as the safety car pulls away.
So we're going green this lap.
Did you say that it was going to get looked at post-race?
Correct.
Stephen McCartan is our race leader. That incident is going to be looked at post-race. Noah Kitcher did call it in
Safety
to
car
race
pulling
control,
away
but
from the
I
field.
think
Car
it
51,
must
you
have
have
been
control
Leon
of the
just
field.
running out of
Please
fuel. I
maintain
can't
80 to
see
90
why he
k's.
would. Can't see why he would just lift down the straight like that. There's got to be something that's happened there, either out of fuel or the engine just decided to give up partway down the straight there. But anyway, Stephen McCartan, race leader, and what have we got? It's going to be under 5 minutes remaining by the time they get around to the start-finish line. It's going to be a quick little sprint. Big question is, do Zach Winnett-Smith and Liam Milner have enough fuel to get to the end?
I can't even talk to Sean, he has left the building.
Can't say I blame him, he has had an absolutely shocking night. I wouldn't mind talking to Leon, but it's probably a bit too close to going green with 5 minutes to go. Oh, look at all the gravel on the exit of the final corner there that they run through.
It's turning into a rally, rally raid.
Dylan Shepherd, look where he's positioning his car, and he'll be in the same Discord as Stephen McCartan. Oh, oh no, oh no. Oh, let's skid, let's skid.
Oh my god.
Oh, we've got a lid skid,
control
but it's
restart
your
procedure.
team.
Oh, we are looking at that right now.
That was massive.
What a shit show. What an absolute fucking shit show.
Apologies for the language on comms there.
Requesting a tow.
We're doing a
BMW with 3 wheels.
Can I have a tow, please?
Yeah, tow.
This race is going to finish under safety car.
Well, Race Control are giving permission for those guys to tow. I think they're going to let it run. But Stephen McCartan...
reporting car in the lead at the restart for not holding pace and a false start.
Stephen McCartan out front.
Yeah, copy. All the incidents on lap 36 restart will be looked at post-race.
Sounds like there could be an investigation, well, there will be an investigation into the restart. Sounds like Stefan could be in question here as to whether or not he maintained
what a great
consistent pace. So,
the way I like it. See you next week.
Will potentially not be decided at the checkered flag, but that was certainly not what we wanted to see on the restart.
That's right if you catch me lead.
I suspect what we've heard since that incident as well, that there's going to be someone that's going to be at least talked to for misuse of comms.
Well, the first time we've had an actual lid skid in quite some time, so I got a little excited and then unexcited when I seen it was my mate. But, it's unlucky, BJ. Unlucky. It was definitely a big mess. We'll have to look at the replay of that after the race.
Yeah, well, then it's a replay that will be looked at extensively in race control after the race as well to determine exactly what went wrong there, because it went wrong in a big way. I was commenting on Dylan Shepherd's position and coming up to the restart and the fact that he and Stefan would have been in the same chat, so Stefan in a position to be able to give Dylan the heads up as to when he chose to go, and I think Dylan was trying to position himself to get a run up towards turn 1 based on that information there, which they're absolutely allowed to do, nothing wrong with that, but it's going to be whether there was acceleration and deceleration from Stefan or anybody else that potentially shouldn't have been doing that.
I accidentally hit the safety car button, so it is not a safety car.
Aaron Goodrick has actually hit the
Race
safety
control
car button and
Tuesday
put
night.
the text signs out there, but he's not race control tonight, so that's not safety car.
Yeah, so Noel Kitcher, he was in 13 and he was in pit lane, so quite a few cars caught up on that incident on the restart. Wow, we've got from P20th down, all in pit lane.
Yeah, and a lot of meatball flags popping up on my live timing, which I've just realised that, well, I did notice it earlier, but I'm just realising that it's the first time I've seen it tonight that I get flags on my live timing now.
Oh, I want that.
You probably can bring it up, I would imagine. Somehow, it's probably in your options there. But anyway, Stephen McCartan leading on the final lap, cruising out front now. It's a shame that it panned out the way it did with that massive incident on the restart, because I was very intrigued to see how it was all going to play out with the 5-minute sprint to the finish after the varying strategies that we had seen play out on that one. I suppose what probably did help, as he managed to not get caught up in it, was Jack Widdis. It has moved him back up into P5 after he was down the order, taking that late splash. But he will be disappointed with how the strategy played out because he ultimately didn't make the right call. There obviously was a point where he thought he was going to be able to get to the end on one stop, but he didn't get there. Yep, we are on this one. Oh, big damage there.
Yeah, Michael Ward just having a rough time of it, out of the sim for 2 years. Got dusty apparently, as Stefan McCartan comes up to take the victory.
Yeah, it's going to be a one performance racing one too as well. Stefan McCartan taking the win. Dylan Shepherd comes home in P2. Mitchell Sparrow up 12 spots to get onto the podium. Dan Turner, impressive drive, up 21 spots to finish in P4. Les Swinney comes home P5. Tom McCall P6. Jack Vlahovic P7. Anthony Green P8. Jack Widdis has come up short. He was running in P9, but he's stopped with big rear damage just by the pit entry there. So he's had a late incident and he's trying to limp it back to the line. Rob Carwood is going to get past to move into P9.
Thanks, race control. 90% of that race was excellent.
Matthew Gerard moves up into P10. Big damage on the front of his car. Noah Kitcher come into the lane prior to the checkered flag, so he's going to finish in the pit lane if he actually gets that far. So James McKenzie could jump a couple of spots here. Certainly gets Jack. And Noah did manage to get to the line before James did, so Noah finishing in the pits in 11th. James in 12th. Blake Greenhill P13. Looks like Jack Widdis has given up on trying to limp that one back. So Hogan Shrimpton moves up into P14.
Stefan, can you come to race control, please, just so we can have a conversation?
Aaron Goodrick P15. Stefan Adams has been summoned to race control, so they're going to be having a look at what went on in that late restart.
If you read the rules, Jack, there's a stipulation where if it's close to the end of the race, there will not be a safety car, and it's up to the race control's discretion.
Pete Rotmitz P16 comes across the line, and Alan Scott will be P17. Then we had a lap down. Jack Widdis, Michael Ward, Liam Milner, Brett O'Keefe, Zach Winnett-Smith, Kristen Jenkins, Leon Ware. Actually, I think Leon and Sean called it early, didn't they? So Kristen might have been... Actually, Kristen had pulled the pin after that restart as well. So I think BJ might have been our last finisher.
Okay, race tonight, James. So sick.
Yeah, that was a lot to take in there. We got a replay of that last restart.
That is what I'm trying to find now.
So just have a look while you're doing that. I will. So Dan Turner, biggest mover, 21 spots up into P4. So good week for him, getting a win in Div 2 on Tuesday night and getting 4th tonight. So good work, Dan. Tom McCall up 20 spots into P6. Pete Rothmitz, Anthony Green both up 13 spots into P8, and Pete was in P16. So up in the greens there, but a lot of that will be quite a few cars not finishing the race, and a lot of chat going on. Mr. Sparrow still out there doing donuts. He's happy with his P3.
So I'm hoping this is going to be that restart drama. Well, that's certainly towards the end of it. That's big damage there. So that's towards the end of it.
Oh, straight out of Wreckfest. That's what that was.
So that's still the tail end of it as well. This might tell the story here, actually. Oh, there certainly was a checkup from Stefan, wasn't there? So I think he may be in trouble for that.
We'll leave that one with the race control to deal with. Glad we don't have to make any of those decisions.
Couldn't agree more with you there, but what an absolute mess it was off the back of that.
I haven't seen anything like that. Could we get a replay of BJ? I'd like to see that.
This is it. This is it. Oh, he just got absolutely scooped from behind. I think potentially the roof cam for Aaron might be a good view of that one. Oh. Oh. I'm not sure who that stationary car was that he... Was that? Might have been Zach.
Might have been Hammy.
Oh, so he's shot off to the left.
Oh, yeah. And then just gone for the ride. So big damage bill tonight.
Absolutely. So so it must have been Leaf that went under the back of BJ's car. I don't think I've necessarily got data on Leaf, but what I probably can do is, if I find his name in the order, I should be able to jump to him as we go to the replay. There we go, so... No, it wasn't Leaf. He's picked his way through quite nicely. So who was the orange car that scooped up BJ then? Well, it certainly wasn't Aaron, it wasn't Leaf. Tell you what. Ah, it was Matthew Gerard. That made me feel a bit car sick riding upside down on BJ's roof there. So... Oh, I think the server's timed out and I've lost the ability to go to replays now, unfortunately. That's disappointing. Oh no, here we go. So this is Matthew Gerard and just nowhere to go. Absolutely punts BJ. And thanks to the engine being in the back of that Corvette. Actually, is it in the back of this Corvette? No, it would be in the front of this Corvette, wouldn't it? No, it is. I don't know. I think it is in the back of this Corvette. Anyway, he gets away relatively damage-free after a pretty heavy impact.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that before, I can tell you.
Nor have I. Anyway, are we doing some wheels for some cars and some tracks, are we?
Yeah, we didn't really do one in the chat, so we've got 3 to give away. So we can just spin it 3 times. Just remove the person, you know, when they win, just remove them from the wheel.
Yeah, that can
I'm not
certainly
sure
be done.
how far down we go to with it, because some people unfortunately had a rough night. So let's include everyone.
Okay, so we'll do...
Anybody that started, because it was the 300, we'll just, yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. So we'll do 30 then.
Yeah, safety car finished in front of Heath Marr. Yeah, let's do better next week, Heath.
Alright. Alright, so... chuck a logo on there, maybe not that one. Not much point having a logo on it if you can't really see it. Go, alright. Where's my wheel? There it is. Chuck that up. There we go. Alright, and we've got 1 to 30 on there. Actually, I just need to quickly check one more thing. Because I normally just do 1 and then we're done. I need to make sure that it's set. Oh no, that's right. You just click remove. So we should be good to go. So I should be able to bring that back up. Hit go on that. And we'll get a number pop up, which is going to be number 7, and finishing in P7 was Anthony J. Green.
It's 2 weeks in a row.
So we'll remove him and go for our second one. And that is going to be number 8. That's Rob Carwood. So we'll remove Rob off there. And third time's a charm. That goes to number 4. So P4 was Dan Turner. So well done, Ant Green, Rob Carwood, and Dan Turner. You are all getting a car or a track to celebrate 300 streams on the Broadcasting Lounge.
Sweet, just wrote them down in the chat.
Awesome, and what a privilege to be here for the 300th stream on the Broadcasting Lounge. Thanks, Corey, for joining me for big number 300.
Hey, always a pleasure. Love being part of a milestone, and I love giving away prizes. It's one of my favourite things to do.
Very cool, of course.
Thanks to you, Shano. Great job on the cameras and catching all the action.
Thanks, mate. There's certainly plenty of action out there to keep up with. Big thanks, of course, to MRX Race Sims, suppliers, manufacturers and suppliers of aluminium sim chassis. So check them out for something a little bit different from the old T-slot profile rigs that most people have. And of course, Trak Racer and MRP. MRP supply all the Trak Racer Range here in New Zealand, so check out mrpsimracing.co.nz for the full Trak Racer Range. As always, thanks everybody that turned up and had a race tonight, all the drivers. We wouldn't have a show to put on without the drivers turning up and having a race. And of course, thanks iRacing for providing the platform for them to all go racing on, because also without that platform we wouldn't have anything to stream. And big thanks to everybody tuning in at home. I think special thanks to Send It Sim Sports, very active in the comments section tonight. But thanks to everybody that does tune in at home and get involved in the comments section, and even just the ones that just sit there and watch and enjoy the show, because we do it all so that you can enjoy what we're putting on. And make sure, if you haven't already, you go and like the stream first of all, and then go and subscribe to the Broadcasting Lounge, and make sure you've got your notifications turned on so you can know when we go live all the time and you don't miss a single moment of all the exciting action that we bring you here on the Broadcasting Lounge. 300 races, 300 streams, sorry, couldn't be happier. We'll see you all again next week, and go Southland.